You can get really far in life telling people everything that they want to hear. You can get really rich in life by telling women what they want to hear. It really is a no fail proposition. And that is what Steve Harvey has built his entire empire on. I personally have never found the man very funny. So when the story came out about him, Bernie Mac, and Ocean's 11, I was just more than happy to be like, you know what? Off my radar. I'm not worrying about him. But he released a book about act like a lady but think like a man, which to this day blows my mind because women cannot think like men. We have completely differently wired brains. That's just how that works. And the attempt of women to think like men is just, it always leads to disaster. Just be your beautiful feminine self and it'll work out. So he has a young lady right here who has an issue that I wholeheartedly disagree with Steve Harvey on. But the reason he has his show is, like I said, telling ladies what they want to hear. So let's get into this.
I've been raised around women all of my life, not really having a male figure around. My father, he lives in a whole nother state. My mother has not remarried as of yet. We're still working on that, trying to find.
Okay, A, your mom's out the game. B, she's sitting here saying, she's basically admitting that she missed something. She knows she missed something in her upbringing, or as Terry Crews like to say, she was malnourished.
Or a man, and and now that I'm about to have my first daughter, my first child, I really want to make sure that she has best of both worlds. I want her to have a great.
And this is where the problem starts, because she's like, well, I'm about to have my first child and I want to make sure that she has the best of both worlds. Why aren't you with the father, young lady? Oh, by the way, yeah, she's 35%. She cute as hell. Like, she could definitely catch it.
Male influence in her life. I am a single parent. So
before the baby is even born. Like, you hear this, right? Like, before the baby's even born, like, if you saw her stomach, I say she's probably 6 months along. So in the course of 6 months, I don't know the particulars of the relationship, but by the time before the baby is even here, you and the baby's father are no longer in a relationship. Wow. Why would you do that to your child?
My question to you is, how am I supposed to make sure she has best of both worlds and has a positive male influence in her life? Or what can I do to tell her, teach her?
So you get pregnant by the guy that'll be there. That's the thing. You get pregnant by someone that you're in love with and you want to create a life with. You're making this child just to make the child. Just so, oh yeah, I'm a single mother, and this is like ridiculous. How do I make sure? I let this guy that clearly doesn't have the best of intentions, or doesn't want to be with me, or I don't want to be with. I let him bust all up inside of me. But how do I make sure that my child has a good male influence? Like, yo, this is dumb. Like, lady, you are dumb.
Let me ask you a question. You like for your baby to have a positive male role model in her life?
Yes, I do.
Could it possibly be? I don't know.
I don't feel like it could be, no.
And he lets her off the hook. You see that, right? Oh, could it like, no, you dummy, you should have gotten pregnant by a guy that would be there. If you want that influence in her life, if you want that stability in her life, you are to provide it for her before she is conceived, you freaking moron. And then you got this bald genius over here like, well, is there any chance that no, you are like, this young lady needs to be chastised for basically child abuse. Because that's what she's done. She's before the child is even here, she is planning to not have the father in the child's life. And that's nonsense.
I don't. Huh? I don't feel like, no, the father is not going to be positive the way.
Why'd you let him sleep with you? Why'd you let him come inside you? I don't think he's going to be positive and everything. Well, then this falls squarely on your shoulders. Nice shoulders, but your shoulders nonetheless.
No, I don't feel like it. That's why I'm trying.
Well, now, just let me say this, though. He may not be a great man to you. He may not be a good mate.
Amen.
But
you heard her little amen. He's such a terrible mate that I just like come inside me.
that don't mean he can't be a great father. So,
and there is a level of compartmentalization there because your relationships vary from person to person. The relationship that you have with your cousin isn't going to be the same as your relationship with your brother. Your relationship with your mom won't be the same as the relationship with your dad. Relationships vary, but Steve is actually, this is like the one turd in the punch bowl. And I don't want me to call it a turd because it's actually positive. He's right. A person treats their spouse is completely different as to how they treat their progeny.
You know, I would say this to you. I would say start. I know he probably did something wrong. He did something stupid.
And it never even crosses his mind that she just might be shallow as hell and completely airheaded and not, or she took offense to something that he did. Like the particulars of their relationship, no one knows. But what he likes to do, particularly because most of, as you see in the crowd shots, it's mostly females there. So he's like, yeah, of course he did something terrible. You're perfect. You're perfect the way you are. No, you are not, you lady. You have screwed your child over big time and yourself.
He might have. I don't know. I'm on my third marriage. 2 people.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate a little sentimental honesty. Like, I'm on my third marriage. They know I ain't shit. That's the way his stance is screaming at me.
People think I'm the most trifling person on earth.
Pretty sure that's more than 2.
But guess what? I am really, really, really a good father.
That's one of those things that I prefer other people say about people. Like I don't go around talking about how awesome of a person I am. I would like other people to say that. The only reason I really say it in some of these videos is because there's nobody to play off of. But for the most part, it's more important that other people say it about you than what you think of yourself, because your perception is screwed. Just remember that. And so is his.
I really am. I'm really, really a good father. I even take pride in being a father. It is.
Chris Rock had this great joke. Like, what do you want, a biscuit? Like, Chris Rock had this joke back in the day where he was like, man, I take care of my kids. And you're like, yeah, what do you expect? That's what you're supposed to do.
I'm privileged to be a father. It is, to guide my children, to offer them love and support and guidance. That's the most. You ain't got to have money to be a good father. Love, support, and guidance. So
money don't hurt, though. Let's be real. All right, having the cash. I mean, because resources is a big part of it, and resources also play a big part in the relationship between the mother and the father. So let's not sit here and play in fantasy land as if having money isn't a huge help, a huge assistance in creating a stable environment for your family, because it's the thing that does create the stable environment for the family.
I know this probably not, but don't freeze him out the baby's life because y'all not cool. He may not be cool with you, but your daughter gonna need her daddy or a daddy.
No, her daddy, her biological father, the other half of her. This idea that men can be, fathers particularly, can be switched out for any old dude and that's going to work. Nah, it doesn't. I have a video up here on the channel where like 40% of the children in mixed families end up molested or assaulted by the new parent. And that's terrifying numbers. It really is. It's down there on the channel. You can check it out.
Because what happens is fathers are very equally important in daughters' lives as we are in boys' lives. It's about teaching the boy the principles of manhood and how to be disciplined and throw a football and be tough and all that. Yeah. But you also got to be around to show your daughter what a man's love looks like. You know what I'm...
And guide her as well. I mean, not in the same way, not at all. I mean, because of the difference in the brains and how they work. Yeah, it's a matter of example more than anything else. Like, you can say whatever it is you want to say, but the kids are going to pay attention to what it is that you do more than anything. You know.
So take care of that. Now, to maybe answer your question, you're right. You do have to figure in her life.
The father, the biological father.
So I tell you what, here's all you have to do. Let's just put it on you. This your baby. Let's just put it on you. The next man you date, before you do anything with him.
Okay, so this is that act like a lady, think like a man type nonsense that he goes, oh, you have to give him a 90-day rule, sweetheart. As soon as you pop that baby out, your sexual market value halves. Okay? Like, you are not, like before you let this dude that you didn't like cream pie you, yeah, top of the charts. You could have gotten any and everybody. Now, your options change. Your situation is completely different with the kid. Because you don't have that free time, and it's all far more valuable, and you also have to account for the child. So all of these things that Steve's about to tell her that she needs to do, she should have done that before the first child. And if you don't, then guess what? You can't sit there and dictate the type of man that you get. You're gonna start I genuinely believe after the first child, the woman has to settle, because trust me, you'll find yourself wasting a lot of time with people who will not have a long-term relationship with you, aren't looking for a long-term relationship with you. They just know because you have a kid, yo, that's an easy nut right there. So I'm gonna just wear them walls out and keep it pushing for the most part, unless he gets you pregnant too, and then you on baby daddy number 2. Whew. And after that, your SMV, your sexual market value, is halved again. So let's not even pretend.
Let's determine the quality of person.
Agreed. But you didn't do that with the first child. Like, you did this. This is why the title of this video is Steve Harvey Keep Lying to Women. Because, like, he's not even paying attention into the sexual market value, because that's a reality that women want to ignore. I'm sorry, but I'm going to be very blunt about this. After you have a kid, you are fair game. You can't sit there and ask, you can sit there and ask, well, I want to hold off on sex and everything else like that. But, like, the receipts are right there. You can't sit there and pretend, I'm some kind of special snowflake now because you want to get your crap together. No. You gave that neck up as easy to first dude, you gonna get that neck up as easy to me. And it's very easy to convince women of this, because it makes logical sense.
That's what started. Then go on about your life. Look, people have kids out of wedlock all the time. That says nothing about you.
Yes, it does. The situations in which you are willing to bring a child into this world says everything about you. It determines the type of person that you are, the type of parent that you aim to be, and what kind of aspirations you have. Because most people who do want to achieve something aren't sitting there trying to make a baby off top. Okay, so let's be real. And honestly, no, Steve Harvey. No, this says nothing about you. It says everything about you. What you're willing to do, what you're willing to put your children through, yes, it says everything about you. These children should not be getting born out of wedlock. They should be born to two people that love each other enough to whereas they want to make a combined version of themselves that they want to watch and guide grow up and to be a successful and productive human being. That's how it works. That's how it's supposed to work. But thanks to Steve Harvey and people like him trying to remove all the shame from it. And even I don't think, you should be treated terribly because you've made these decisions. But ultimately, there is a biological reality that comes along with making these decisions. So, no, you can't sit there and keep letting them off the hook for making a terrible choice and really causing more harm to their child than is quantifiable. And what's extra aggravating about such a circumstance is that she just got finished saying about how, oh, well, I just grew up around women. I didn't really have a father and stuff like that. So she knows what the problem is. She knows what she did wrong. And instead of getting decent or good advice from Steve, Steve's just like, doesn't say it. It really does. It really does.
That don't make you a bad person. That don't make you something wrong with you. No, you know how many.
And that's what you see him over there, right? He's trying to placate. No. There's nothing wrong with you because you sat there and did this to your child, because you purposefully made sure that your child didn't have the other component of what makes them a human being in their life. No. There's nothing wrong with you.
Good people make mistakes all the time.
Though, Steve, this isn't a mistake. This woman is happily pregnant. She didn't I'm speculating here, but something tells me she didn't care whether she got pregnant or not. Something tells me she was going, no matter what, she was going to have that dude's baby, because primarily, and I think it's subconscious when it comes to women, that she wants all the control over that child's life. She doesn't want a father for the child to sit there and undermine her and try to guide the child. She wants to be the only person in that child's life, because guess what? She's missing something herself. And she ain't going to get it by creating another person and continuing the cycle. We have generations of broken people just running around. And Steve Harvey, you're not helping.
The problem is God don't make no mistake.
This guy turns it right back on the whole religion thing. And if you read your Bible, wedlock is not a good thing. Having children out of wedlock is not a good thing. But, God don't make no mistakes. God didn't make no mistake. He didn't. She's the one that had the choice to let the man between her legs to cream pie her. She got cream pie, and now, the relationship's over. And here she is begging for help. Begging for advice. Come on, man. Miss me.
Pretty good deal. You're going to be fine. Where's Allison?
You gonna be fine. No, she's screwed, and so is that baby. So with that being said, we're gonna bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike it, go ahead, do that too. I ain't scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring, and YouTube's definitely not going to do it. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? Is Steve Harvey just a narcissist grifter that wants to basically pat his pockets with giving females false hope, or do you see something more there that I may be missing? Let me know in the comments. And until the next one.